Aquarius, the water bearer. Last sign of the air triplicity. January 20th to February 19th. This sign governs the legs of the grand man, or macrocosm. It is an aerial, sanguine, masculine, western, fixed, human, rational, speaking, obeying sign, the negative pole of the air triplicity. In its spiritual duality, it is the sign of the divine Sophia, the attributes being soul, memory, and diffusive knowledge. It governs the physical memory. The sun enters the sign each year on or about the 20th of January and departs from it on or about the 19th of February. The sun on entering the sign should be given 6 days before coming into full touch and action with the influence of the sign. A person born between the dates of the 20th and 26th of January would not receive the full central results of the sign's individuality as he would be born when the sun was on the edge of the sign. This is known as the cusp, and its nature and impulses partake of the sign the sun has just passed through and out from, and the native will also partake of the attributes of the sign of the zodiac in which the moon is located at the time of birth. People born under this sign are said to be the strongest and the weakest people in the world. They are naturally endowed with great possibilities, which, when understood and appreciated, take them to supreme heights of strength and usefulness, and when ignored or unrecognized, cause them to be creatures of impulse and fluctuating desire, positively without equilibrium and blown about by every wind of doctrine. In the latter state, they are those who constantly seek advice on the simplest subjects, and rarely ever take it, who ask questions with great humility and forget the answers. These persons are aware of possessing unusual power in certain directions, but they are sometimes so lazy and so deficient in the ability to concentrate, that these beautiful gifts are scattered and very frequently entirely lost. Aquarius people are remarkable spiritual healers. Every human being born under this sign possesses this genius, whether he is aware of it or not, and it can be brought into a beautiful and phenomenal use by a respectful and loving recognition. To learn to know opportunity and improve it is the key to Aquarius genius. The Aquarius women are not so timid and so apprehensive of danger to those they love as Libra women, or so restless and fidgety as Gemini women, but they usually care more for the acquisition of property than these people, and are apt to be very nervous about their investments, the management of business, and the opinion and speech of people. Those born under this sign are generally very noble, honest, and kind-hearted, and are endowed with considerable natural discrimination. They are fair readers of character, and are not easily deceived by a pitiful tale. This mental and spiritual quickness makes them very apt in any study, any trade, or profession they may take up. It is hardly too much to say that Aquarius men and women who are even partially aware of their power can succeed in almost any work they may decide to do. They are not rote students, but seem without any particular effort to absorb information from every source. They are always agreeable, and retain their dignity on all occasions. They are rarely passionate or quick-tempered, but know how to resent an insult when one is offered. The air people are sometimes unmanageable and not always logical, but they have a comprehension of spiritual cause and effect which is entirely above ordinary material syllogistic reasoning. This power the Aquarius people possess to a remarkable degree, which is the power of inspiration and divination. When the soul of an Aquarius person is once roused to work for righteousness, improvement is sure to be rapid, and a high spiritual development follows. All born under this sign have a gift of the spirit which, if they choose to recognize and use, is wonderful indeed. It is the magical ability of controlling insane people. When this fact is recognized, nurses and guardians of these afflicted people will be chosen from those born under this sign, and they will be carefully trained for the work. The eyes of the silent, quiet, Aquarius person have great hypnotic force, and when the light that shines forth is the light of the spirit, the ability to heal seems almost superhuman. Personal appearance. The general appearance of Aquarius people is that of a tall, fine, dignified, healthy, robust nature, with clear complexion. Companions. The truest friends and companions will be found among those born in Aries, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Aquarius and Libra people sometimes work together most harmoniously. False. These people represent the nerves and emotions of the grand man, hence are unusually sensitive. As they are the most powerful from a psychological standpoint, they should endeavor fully to comprehend their failings, which are fear, the habit of procrastination, and chronic promise-breaking proclivities. Vacillation and caprice are the despoilers of the genius of this sign. The undeveloped Aquarius individual is sometimes a great braggart and very tiresome in calling attention to aristocracy and pedigree. Their people are the only people on earth, and their friends the ones who are most entitled to attention and deference. They are very fond of titles, and of using in ordinary conversation the prefixes to the names of their intimates. There are some liars found among those born under this sign, but their falsehoods are seldom malicious, as they are born of an overwhelming desire to appear to the best advantage, and to raise their friends to a high pinnacle in the estimation of the world. These people usually care too much for personal appearance, and sometimes take great risks to procure for themselves the things they desire. They often bury their higher selves by means of a dogmatic materialism, and a routine of habit which leads to a gloomy and useless life. Diseases. The diseases from which these people are most likely to suffer are rheumatism, pains in the head and feet, brain difficulties, low circulation, loss of vital heats, nervous diseases, ending in despondency and gloomy forebodings. All these ailments, and every other known to man, can be entirely dominated, forever cast out, by those who realize that mind is the master, and the body the servant of the mind. Mode of growth. The first step of development for those born under this sign is to overcome restlessness and anxiety, to seek only for good in all things, and to be careful not to condemn other people for that which they secretly do themselves. These people should determine to develop their rare gifts, for they are indeed rare and wonderful. They should fight laziness and indifference during every waking hour. They should make no engagements that they do not intend to keep, and they should keep those engagements they do make at the point of the bayonet, if need be. They should work to establish themselves in perfect independence of all outside influences. They should go for advice only to the sanctuary of the temple of the living God, which is within themselves, where answers are always given to all earnest questions. They should strive with all their might against the power of external things, and never say with their lips the words which the heart contradicts. Aquarius is the captain of the host, who might hold the scepter of the world. Valuable beyond price are hope and trust. Precious beyond words is a life that has no broken promises. To a great soul everything is great. Aquarius, if once you attain the divine in breathing with your mighty attuned will, you have only to lift your hands and the world will obey. Your greatest strength lies in triunity. Aquarius people, be no longer creatures of lost opportunities, of perpetual regrets for what might have been. Marriage. The children of an Aquarius and Aries marriage are likely to be physically strong and robust, and the domestic relations harmonious, if both husband and wife have learned to overcome their faults. The children of Aquarius and Sagittarius will be high-strung and fine-tempered, but less robust, and the domestic life will be likely to be interesting and full of surprises on account of the quick inspirations of these persons. It can safely be promised that there will be no monotony about it. These conditions depend much upon whether the contracting parties are on the same plane of material and social life. Government of children. These children must be taught punctuality and the necessity of keeping promises. They are very easily swayed by those about them. They are finely organized, and possess the faculty of pleasing. When opposed or unkindly treated, they become cruel, relentless critics. They will meet honesty and frankness with honesty and frankness, and will prove loyal and faithful to every trust. Doubt them and they will doubt and deceive. They often say harsh things to those they love best, but these things come from the head and not from the heart. They have excellent memories, and by culture can become the most accurate psychometric readers. They should have few companions, those who are faithful and patient and genial. As these children are exceedingly nervous and restless, they should be kept as quiet as possible. These little folks should not remain in school against their will, and this is true of all air and fire children. When they begin to droop and dread the atmosphere of the schoolroom, and lessons become a haunting fear, they should be transferred to the country or allowed to spend most of the waking hours in amusement and outdoor recreation. The governing planets are Saturn and Uranus, the gems are sapphire, opal, and turquoise, and the astral colors are blue, pink, and Nile green.